True religion. Know that a religion in which prayers are really answered has the true power to bring salvation to all the world. However lofty or profound its teachings may be, without miracles, people will not be inspired to accept the faith. When life's mysteries, which are beyond the scope of reason or logic, can be explained by a religion, it is a real teaching of truth. When individuals join our movement and begin to transmit the divine light in order to serve humanity, they are endowed with a healing power. Every day, miracles are being experienced through our members. What wonderful divine blessings all are receiving. Our teachings help members to reach a better understanding of the secrets of life and to awaken to spiritual truth. Daily living is improved through the understanding and help of the divine light. Each member becomes happier and is able to face the future with a strong faith and a great sense of well-being and security in the knowledge of what is to come.
Today's teaching mentioned about that religion in which prayers are really answered. Once I was in training, the minister that was in charge of my group shared this story, which I never forget. It is a legend, it is a storytelling. When you go to an airport, nowadays you have a checkpoint. You have to show your belongings, your bags and whatnot. And apparently this already exists in the spiritual realm. So when I was told this story, it was in 1986. And this probably is an ancient story, but it goes like this. A lady went to the spiritual realm, and there is a checkpoint. She was carrying a bag. The guard, the spiritual realm, asked her, "What's in your bag?" "Oh, those are prayers." "Prayers?" "Yeah, the prayer that I have done throughout my life." "Okay, show me." So when she was emptying her bag, her prayers, they were dropped on the floor, and then a strong wind came, and all these prayers were gone. But one remained. So the guard was curious, "Oh, all your prayers are now gone. Only one prayer stayed. What was that prayer for?" "Oh, that prayer, one day I was walking on the open field, but suddenly the weather started changing. All these thick, dark clouds came, and a storm developed, and there was a lightning here and there. I was so scared, I prayed with all my heart for protection." So the guard said, "Well, that's the only prayer that really had weight, had the meaning. That's why that prayer stayed. All the other prayers were gone." So we talk about the importance of prayers, but Meishu-sama mentioned, especially when we pray sincerely, if the prayer is virtuous for the benefit of others, especially those prayers will be answered. So I never forget about that story, because I pray every day, but I have to be very focused that my prayers will be meaningful, that I will be praying for the happiness of others. Nowadays, so many people struggling, being fearful with the COVID-19 pandemic. So my prayers have to be very meaningful. Otherwise, I don't want to carry a bag of empty prayers in the spiritual realm. Another point of the teaching today was talking that through understanding of our teachings, then we can receive inspiration, power, and there is this faith experience very well known by many of you, but some may be here for the first time. It's always wonderful to mention it. It is about Ernestina Coimbra from Luanda, Angola. The story goes like this. Ernestina, as a medical doctor, at one point in her life, came to have terrible financial problems. That's what brought her to the Jurei movement. So she started receiving Jurei, became acquainted with Meishu-sama's teachings. Things started improving tremendously in her life, so much so that she became not just a member, she became a missionary. Everything was doing wonderful. Until one day, she called, her minister was the beloved Reverend Francisco Fernandez. Minister, please pray for me. Things are terrible here financially. I don't know what to do. And then he said, okay, I will pray for you. Then about a week later or so, she calls back. Reverend, I'm going to Brazil. I'm going to the Guarapiranga Sacred Grounds. And he said, wait a minute. You called me a week ago to pray, saying things were terrible. Now you're saying you are going to Brazil? You have to tell me this story. What happened? Oh, Reverend, I was reading Meishu-sama's teachings, and I found exactly why I was struggling. Meishu-sama says very clearly, when we have a re-purification, a recurrence of purification, most likely is because of lack of gratitude. I realized, I became a missionary and whatnot. For 3 months, I was not making my donation of appreciation. I completely forgot about it. I found that was why I returned to this same problem when I first came to Jurei. So what I decided to do, I virtually had nothing at home. I had only enough cooking flour, cooking oil. I decided to make kind of donuts to sell on the street. I could make 12 of them. But, so, we were in 4 in my family, me and my 3 kids. So I gave each one for my kids and I ate one. So the 8 remaining was 12 altogether. I sold on the street. If you are not familiar with Luanda or many places in Africa, on those streets you have like a informal open market. You can sell anything over there. And I know for a fact when I went to Luanda, I've been there 4 times. While driving, for instance, when there is a traffic light and whatnot, you can buy so many things. You can do your supermarket or your shopping on your way home. You can buy fruits, you can buy vegetables, tissue, facial tissue, whatever. So anyway, she was able to sell those things because she wanted to revert the sale of those donuts into a donation to apologize for her distraction. But when she mentioned her plans, her kids were all upset. Are you kidding? You are going to, we don't have anything and all we have, you're going to sell it? The rest of these donuts? I said, kids, I don't want to make the same mistake I made before. I know why we are in this situation right now, so I have to make amends. I have to correct my wrongful thoughts. So she did. She sold these donuts and she went to the altar because being a missionary at that time, she already had an altar at her home and apologized, put everything of her into that donation. And she opened her home for others to come to receive Jurei. So as soon as she did that, apologized, offered her donation, a person came to receive Jurei. with terrible back problems. Person said, she gave Jure. The person felt so good that he decided to give something to her. Said, this is for you. It was at $20. And $20 on those days, on the mid-90s, in Angola, according to their currency, was a lot of money. But she said, no, I don't accept personal compensation for Jure. This is not what I do this for. If you want to make a donation, do to the organization, to the Jure movement. But he said, I feel that this should be for you. If that's how things work here, I will make a donation in the altar, as you suggest. But I feel that I'm so happy with my recovery. This is for you. And then she was so emotional because, oh, Miroku-sama, the answer came immediately after she corrected her soulmate, right? Her mental attitude. And then another person who came to receive Jure also was totally recovered of what he was struggling with. And that person then decided to offer the air ticket for Ernestina to go from Rwanda to Brazil. So when she mentioned that to Reverend Francisco, he realized, oh, this is a very key point. This is a wonderful experience. And in Ernestina's case, everything started going back to normalcy. She again experienced abundance and prosperity in her home. So Reverend Francisco took that experience to his heart because so many people can receive the benefit from it. And as soon as he heard the experience, the first person that came to talk to him, so he understood what he had to do. This is the case of experience of Hajivat Salu was the name of the person. That happens in Salvador, Brazil. She came to report what was this situation. Minister, things are in a terrible shape in our family. Our apartment is going to be taken by the government for lack of payment. My husband is being without a job for 1 year, and we don't know what to do. And then he started interviewing them to know more details, to remember exactly how they became members. And then she said, I had 10 years of depression, was taking heavy medication, expensive medication, when I came to Jure. And in 3 months, everything was resolved. I no longer had to rely on medications. My depression was gone. Oh, very good. That's a wonderful blessing. How did you express your gratitude for this incredible blessing? Oh, I come once a week to do a volunteer of some Jure hours, and I come to the monthly service, and basically that's it. And then Reverend asked, that's it? That's the reason why you are struggling right now. You are having this purification. Have you ever think of at least half of what you were spending? You mentioned expensive medicine, right? Have you thought of at least half of what you were spending in medication? Then the medication was not helping you solve your problem. You were not cured of your depression. Have you ever thought of making that as a donation? No, I never thought about that. Well, I think that's the reason why you are having the problems you have right now. Do one thing. Whatever you have in your pocket right now, and she was with her husband at that time, go and apologize in the altar for your lack of gratitude. And I'm not going with you. Otherwise, you're going to think that my prayer is intervening on your behalf. You have to deal with that yourself. So she went to the altar with her husband. They had the equivalent of $3. Okay? That's all the money that they had. So when they went to the altar, they start arguing with each other because she said, I'm not going to give 3, I'm going to give 1. How about our food for tomorrow, our breakfast? And then the husband, no, but the reverend said, if we do exactly what, as he was guiding us, a sign will be sent by God in Meishu-sama. We should do as he did. So they were arguing for, I don't know how long they were in front of the altar. No, $3, no, 1. But finally she agreed and they gave the $3. They went back home. She was ironing the husband's pants because he was going for a job interview the next day. Again, he was 1 year without a job. And she found something in his pocket. What is this? And it was a $10 bill. Miracle! Said miracle. $10 bill. Called the head reverend. Reverend, this is a miracle. $10 bill. Oh, Reverend said, wonderful. Make 5 donations because it was an unexpected thing. 5? Are you serious? Yes. Do you think you gave that small donation to the altar from all your lack of gratitude of all these years? Do you think that's enough to pay off your debts? And then she, oh, okay. So then she decided and made that $5 donation. With that, what happened? The government found out an error in calculation. They were not owing anything. In fact, the government gave them a refund of about $468. And the husband, in that job interview, got the job. So the total amount of what they gave basically was $8, 3 the first time, 5 when she found that money in the husband's pocket. So anyway, with that, those 2 experiences of Ernestina and Hadiva Salo, Reverend Francisco could inspire many people. I myself was very inspired by that, and that's why I want to share that with you, so we can be focusing on Jurei, focusing on Meishu-sama's teachings. Whatever prayers we do meaningful prayers, and never forget the gratitude for all the blessings that we have already received. I want to wish you a very happy day, and please keep sharing these service links to your friends and family. Thank you very much.